Well, want to thank you for participating in this. How are you feeling?
I feel like I got a hangover with a high fever. Everything's sore and got a little congestion in my chest, but not bad, really, not bad.
Okay, and can you go through again how it started?
Yeah, I got home from work last night, and yesterday afternoon I've been coughing a little bit, had like a tickle in my throat. Got home last night, went out to take a bike ride, didn't feel really good. Took a shower, and then I got really, really hot, and I started to run a really high temperature for most of the night, almost all of the night. My temperature was over 102. Got up in the morning, took a cool shower, took some Aleve, felt better, went out and tried to work out again, couldn't do it. And then I called my HR director and said, hey, if I needed to get an instant test done, where can I go? And she said, go to Center Care in Port Orange. And yeah, she said, go get the test. And of course, I was reluctant. We have a hurricane coming. It's a busy weekend. If I get sick, a little sicker, I'll go. And then I thought about it and said, I'm telling everybody, if you don't feel good, don't come to work. I gotta follow my own advice. So I went, and they were great. I went into Center Care, got in, took the test. The doctor came in and said, I got good news and bad news for you. The good news is me and my husband love you and the sheriff's office. We think you guys are doing a great job. The bad news is you have COVID-19. And I'm like, wait a minute. You know who you're talking to? I'm Iron Mike. I don't get sick. And she said, listen, Iron Mike, you have COVID-19. Okay. And here's what we need to do. So, she gave me a Z-Pack for 5 days, told me to monitor my breathing and my temperature. If something gets worse, go to the ER. Said that fresh air and exercise are key to this. But you cannot have any face-to-face contact with anyone. You can't go to work. You can't go food shopping. You can't go to the gym. If you could do something in isolation outside, do it. If not, you have 14 days to quarantine.
And this must be, like you mentioned, the hurricane. This was going to be a very busy weekend for you, I imagine, since it's going to skirt our coast right here.
Yeah, with everything that's going on with the hurricane preparation, not knowing what's going to happen. Fortunately for us, I have a great staff. We in Volusia County have an outstanding sheriff's office, so they're not going to miss a beat. Other than me calling them nonstop and trying to figure out how to work Zoom on all these meetings, everything is going to run seamlessly.
And you said you had really no idea how you got this.
No, I was feeling great. I mean, Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken, Wednesday I even worked out twice. I worked out early in the morning for 2.5 hours, and I came home from work and worked out for an hour and a half. I felt fantastic. And Thursday morning when I got up, we were out with Daytona Beach doing that big heroin sweep. So we were out there at 5 o'clock in the morning. I came home, I worked out, went to work. Everything felt great. On my ride home, I started coughing. And then obviously, you have the fever, you have the chills, and you're like, okay, this isn't normal. And then the key for me was when I was unable to work out, I knew something really wasn't right. And like I said, fortunately, I followed the advice of my HR director and went to Center Care. They could not have been nicer. So now what do I do for 14 days?
Yeah. This is what, the first time you've had a sick day in 33 years, your department is saying?
30 years of policing. I have never missed a day's work in 33 years. And now, I'm not Iron Mike. As my grandson reminded me, hey, Iron Mike, you lost your title. You're no longer Iron Mike.
You said you were at a sheriff's conference on Monday and Tuesday. You don't think you may have gotten it there then, it sounds like.
I made it a point, and so did the Sheriff's Association, made it a point to make sure there was plenty of social distancing and mask wearing. I sat in the back far corner because I can't sit still. I'm in and out of the room all the time doing emails or taking phone calls. I didn't go to any meals. I didn't go to any social function. When the day was over, I went out and worked out again on my bike. Got a sandwich from Publix and went to my room. And like I said, I felt fantastic. And I think if there's one takeaway for anybody, it is no matter how healthy you are, and no matter if you think you're practicing social distancing, you're washing your hands. And, I wear a mask. I'm not the best at it, but when I go in the stores, I wear it. And when I'm going to be around crowds of people and I can't social distance, I wear it. So if I could get it, anybody can get it.
Okay, so your advice would be to be extra careful out there for people. Always wear your mask and.
This is a classic example of it. You know, I have no underlying health conditions. I take no medications at all. I don't take anything for blood pressure. I don't take anything. So if somebody who is 56 years old and is in relatively good health can contract this, imagine if you have any other health issues, or I know it really attacks diabetics, is where it really goes after. But again, you know, in your daily course of life, you can be as careful as you want to be, but there still is the chance you can catch it. I would tell you that even the doctor had said this, Dr. Crossman has said this repeatedly. The minute you don't feel good, you need to check with your primary care physician. You need to check with urgent care. You need to find out what's going on, because you can't allow this to linger. You know, the feeling from my doctor was that clearly this started and I nipped it. I didn't play around with it. You know, you got the fever, you got the chills, you felt horrible, and you came in. You didn't try to delay this thing for a week or 2 weeks to where now, you know, the genie's out of the bottle. You can't get the genie back in.
I see. And have you heard of any other sheriff or law enforcement agency leader in Florida that has had COVID-19?
Geez, Frank, thanks. I must have the dubious honor.
You might.
Of being the only one to get it, or the only one to publicly say that they have it.
Yes.
I know that the police chief in Detroit had it.
Oh, yes.
I know that Detroit and NYPD, they were decimated. I know dozens of officers lost their lives in New York City alone from COVID-19. Same thing with LA. South Florida, I know there was a young officer down there, a young deputy that lost their life because of it. You know, and it is a serious thing. I mean, even though I'm like, hey, I feel pretty good, you know, and most people will feel that way, this thing does have that little curve to it that, you know, it doesn't take much of a change that could put you in the intensive care unit. So you really have to follow what you're being told to do.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Sheriff, and I hope you get well soon.
Thank you, Frank. Take care of yourself.